All right, good day, everybody. I know that I have not been on here for a bit just because I've been going through a lot of different things over the last few days. Had to have a stress test, chemical stress test yesterday. It was pretty interesting. They uh, they take some inject dye into your bloodstream, and then they put you in a what they call a gamma knife and do some pictures and stuff, and then they take you over to a room and actually made me, hey, Aaron Parker, they had me get on a treadmill. And I'm thinking, okay, cool. I ride a treadmill all the time, And they said it's going to be really, really slow, like point 0.3. And I'm like, I do at least three miles an hour for 15, 30 minutes. So they said, "Oh no, we don't want you to go. We just want you to be moving." And then they inject a chemical in you that simulates that you're running like crazy. And I thought it was going to like speed up my heart and everything, but it just takes your breath away. All of a sudden, you can't breathe. Good morning, Aaron. Um, we actually have sunny weather and in the 70s today. So Maggie, good to see you. So you're sitting there for about and it goes for about 90 seconds, and then it goes away, and then they go back. Then you go eat, and you can have coffee, and they want you to eat like a fatty meal, and in an hour or so you come back and they take pictures again, and then it's done. So I had to have that done because they're going to replace his shoulder, and they wanted to make sure my heart was up for it and everything else. Good morning, Laura. So it was kind of an ordeal. The only really drawback is you're exhausted afterwards. It's like you've run 10 miles, and for the rest of the day I was just kind of out of it and exhausted and everything. But I wanted to get on today because I wanted to share with you two things that are killing your business, or that will kill your business. And this is life. This is life, right? I mean, this is not something that's necessarily critical to or particular to network marketing or anything else. If you've got a business, these two things, and there's a number of other things, but these are the two things that I find that most people have a challenge with. The first one, and actually I'm going to give you three, right? The first one is what we call the blaming game, right? So the first thing that we find is that when things don't go the way we think they should, when things don't, we don't grow, we can't prospect, we're not getting people on our team, things just start going, we start the blame game. It's my upline's fault, it's my team's fault. They're not doing what they should. It's, these products, it's the product, it's the comp plan, it's the owner's fault, there's no system involved. I mean, on and on and on and on and on, right? When we don't have any confidence and we don't know what we're doing and we don't have success, all of a sudden the blame rears its ugly head and we start blaming. Now, a lot of people do this in life, right? When things go wrong for them in life, it's everybody else's fault, right? Just because I didn't pay that bill, or just because I got fired at work because I wasn't doing my job right, but it's their fault. They shouldn't have, I shouldn't, just because I did something wrong and they fired me. Shouldn't it's still their fault. They should have fired me because whatever, right? I hear this all the time, especially with the young kids, right? We hope we grow out of it. But I hear these young kids that, something happens to them, and I laugh at my granddaughter and grandson that we take care of, because Thomas will do something and it's Emma's fault. And Emma will do something and it's Thomas's fault. And, well, Thomas made me do it, or Emma made me do it. Well, Emma did this, and so forth. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. If you're into the blaming game, and this is coming from an old guy. I've been around a little bit. I'm not that old, but I'm closing in on 70, so I've done my time to a certain extent. You will never win. You are losing right off the bat. If you're in the middle of the blame game and you're playing the blame game, you're just, until you change that, you're not going to win. You're not going to win your business. You're not going to win life. You're just not going to win. We talk about taking responsibility and all that other stuff, and you've heard the phrase, if it's to be, it's up to me, and all that other stuff. But the reality is that you've got to get away from the blaming. Now, it in fact may be somebody else's fault. If your company say does something unethical and illegal and it gets shut down, and that's not your fault. But sitting around blaming them instead of taking some action is not going to help and not going to do anything, and it's only going to make your life miserable. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is People sit back and think they can do, and this is particular to network marketing, but people sit back, they get into network marketing, and they think, and they have some rocket success in the beginning, and we call this ignorance on fire, is better than knowledge on ice and all that other stuff. And that is so very true. Knowledge on ice is not good in any situation, but it has no direct relationship with, ignorance on fire either. So when people use that phrase and say ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice, therefore I never have to learn anything, that's, again, ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. People don't take time to develop their skill set. So you've got to develop your mindset. That's the first thing, right? Get away from the blame game. Get your mindset worked on every single day. The next thing you got to do is your skill set. You've got to become an expert in what you're doing. You have got to be that person that is an expert. You've got to become a pro. Now, if you're just using this as a hobby, and you don't really care if you make any kind of money or anything like that, then that's okay. But if you want to make some big bucks, you want to change your life and build a legacy and everything else, then you've got to treat this like a business and develop your skill set and become a pro. Good morning, Evelyn, Jessica, good to see you. Namaz, good to see you. Right? You've got to develop your skill sets. I love what Eric Ward is teaching on the 7 skills that you need to learn, like prospecting and follow-up and presentations, and so forth. And in learning these 7 skill sets. If you buy a McDonald's franchise, you've got to go to McDonald University and you've got to pass. And then you've got to go back every so often and get refreshers and stay on top of things. If you become a real estate agent, you've got to go through a lot of education and to get your license. And then you've got to do continuing education every 2 years. Doctors do. Everybody does it. When we get into network marketing, we think we should be millionaires and we don't have to do anything. We don't have to develop any skills. We don't have to continue to train. We don't have to continue to get better. We don't have to continue to learn. We don't have to continue to adapt. We don't have to continue to do anything. It should just magically appear. And it doesn't happen like that. So you've got the blame game. You haven't developed your skill sets, which really affects your confidence and everything else, which reverts back to you going back to the blame game. You don't have any confidence, so you don't have success. So you start blaming everybody else but yourself. It's a vicious circle. And the last thing is a disease, an itis that so many people have, and it's called compare-itis. Well, why are they having success and I'm not? There's Johnny over there, and look at him. He's no better than me, and he's having success. He just works harder. So what? He just goes out and, works on his mindset and his skill set and is getting better. But so what? Right? We have compare-itis. Oh, no, somebody else made a rank, and I didn't make the rank. You will never win if you're spending your time comparing yourself against anybody else other than you the day before. Did you hear that? Unless you're comparing yourself against you the day before. Meaning I get up today, and at the end of the day, I look at myself and I say, hey, have I learned? Have I grown? Have I taken action? Have I gotten better compared to yesterday? Not compared to Sally or Johnny or Pete, Susie, compared to me yesterday. If I haven't, then I'm not doing something right. Right? Good morning, Darlene, Sherry. So if I'm going to have compare-itis, go ahead, have compare-itis, but make it against myself. Making sure that I am continually evaluating, tracking, looking at where I'm going in my growth and my personal development and my mindset and my skill set and my strategy and my tool set. Those are the 3 things that I look at every day, the 3 sets. Right? Mindset, skill set, and tool set. I make sure I'm working on my mindset. I'm doing something to increase my skill set, and I'm doing something to work on my tool set. Right? Whatever tools I have, I'm getting better at using those tools. I become a better person with a hammer. I become a better person with that nail gun. I become a better person with the mobile app I have. I become a better person at the presentation. Giving the presentation, using the presentation, sharing the presentation, inviting people. I work on my mindset, skill set, and tool set every single day. Now, I may not do as much, say, maybe on the weekends. Maybe on the weekends, I just do mindset. I work a little bit on skill set. I might watch this one, do a few things. But the thing that's going to take your skill set and your tool set to the highest levels is what we is a thing that we all know and love called action. ACTION. Used to be a commercial jingle. ACTION. Action, right? You want to develop your skill set, you want to develop your tool set, and you want to get better and better and gooder and gooder and gooder at these things, take action every day. Take massive action. Okay? Even if you're only going to take a little bit of action, you take action on something every single day and you're going to get better at it. You're going to get gooder at it. You're going to become a master at what it is. Don't try to spread yourself all over the place. Don't become a jack of all trades and a master of none. Master one. Become a master of one. Become a master of what you do. Become a master prospector. Become a master inviter, a master at follow-up, a master presenter, a master promoter. These are the things that you need to become masters at, not just play around with them. You know, Eric Worre talks about, he coined the phrase GoPro. If you haven't read his book, GoPro, you need to read his book, GoPro. You need to go out right now, after we're done with this live, you need to go to Amazon and get either on Kindle, audio, or the hard copy of Eric Worre's GoPro book, period. Now, he did an interview, and it's gonna be up on my YouTube channel, and it's on our team channel. But he did an interview yesterday, our training yesterday with our company. Jenna Zweigel, the co-founder and owner of the company, #1 female earner in network marketing, #2 earner overall in network marketing, interviewed Eric Worre. And they talked about mindset. And we talk about mindset being the most important things. And he said it is. It's very, very important. But there are 3 things: mindset, skill set, and strategy. You've got to become masters of all 3 of these things. And I would contend that those are the true things. Even mindset, skill set, and tool set. You need, and how do you become masters of anything? You do it over and over and over and over and over and over again. How did, Michael Jordan become a master basketball player? Over and over and over and over again. Practice, 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 and then more practice, right? So it becomes second nature. So it's 4 levels of consciousness, right? The incompetent, unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence, right? So in the beginning, you don't know what you don't know, and you're incompetent. Then you know what you don't know, and you get a little bit better. You're consciously incompetent, so you know what you don't know. Then you become unconscious conscious incompetent. I forget what they are now. See? That's one of the side effects of the drugs, right? But the last thing you want to get to is unconscious competence. You want to just become competent unconsciously. It's like driving a car. How many of you have driven a car before? You're driving down the road and you've gone 10 miles, and all of a sudden you go, "Ooh, where am I? Wow, what happened to the last 10 miles?" Right? Because your unconscious just took over. It kept you from driving off the road. It kept you from crashing into anybody. It kept you from getting into a disaster. It just unconsciously, your brain kept you going, right? That's where you want to be in your network marketing business, in your business, in the profession that you've chosen to take on. And that doesn't happen until you practice, 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 right? Until you are every single day showing up for what you do. Every single day showing up to play the game. Every single day doing what you need to. Now, don't get me wrong, man. You're going to have, how much work I did yesterday in my business and everything? Very, very little. I'm telling you, I was exhausted, and it's not an excuse. It's just, you can't concentrate. You can't, it was just the way it was. It's just the way it was. It's a 45-minute drive over to the Veterans Hospital, and so half of my day was there. You can't have, they still got a lockdown, so Karen wasn't able to be there with me. It was a long day. I didn't get home until 1 o'clock or so. By that time, I finally was starving to death, trying to get something to eat. But at the end of the day, I was exhausted. Now, did I not do anything? Of course not. I still did some things. But did I do as much as I would normally do? No. I woke up this morning and I said, "Man, I'm tired." Doesn't matter, but I'm tired. Then I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not tired. I'm going to go to work." Right? And I knew I hadn't done a live for a couple of days, but every so often I just take a week off. And I just don't do any lives. Why do I do that? Because I want to see if people are excited when I come back. I want to see how people have progressed along the way. I want to see if people are still watching, are still out there, are still trying to grow, are still trying to get better. Now, I'm going through a lot of Eric Worre training right now. I'm a member of a number of his groups and his training packages and things like that. And the guy is phenomenal. But here's what I love about him. He teaches how to build a business as a professional. So if you want to be a professional, you want to have a professional business, you want to get paid as a professional. I love Robert Hollis, man. He's a professional. He's not just, checking this out and, dabbling in this, side gig. He's a professional. That's why he's a super affiliate on his way to master affiliate in our company, right? Well, I'm done playing around. And I've been not playing around, but I'm done at the level I'm at. It's time to make the decision that says, okay, you know what? When they say, who's a good prospector out there? Oh, Ron Deering, man. That man is amazing. Who's somebody that I just talked to find out about follow-up? Oh, Ron Deering, man. He's a pro. He's a pro. I want people to look at me, my business, no matter what I'm doing. And right now, my daily choice, and that's where I'm at. That's where I'm going to be. That's where I will stay, But no matter what business you're in, you've got to be in that place where you are sitting back and people look at you and say, there's no question about it. I own a couple of McDonald's. I don't, but I'm a businessman in town and I own a couple of McDonald's. People look at you and say, oh yeah, there's Ron Deering. He's a business owner. He's got this and that. He's having a lot of success in that. Not, oh yeah, there's Ron Deering. He's kind of, he's got a couple of hobbies. They're not doing so well. They're not doing so well, but it's okay. They're just hobbies. People should be looking at you and thinking, I need advice on how to become a professional. There's a person, a gal or a guy that I need to talk to and learn from, right? Maria, good to see you on here. Superstar. Jessica, unconsciously make my bed now. Yeah, if you were in the military, boy, that was a given. They made you get to the point where there are a lot of things that you just did. You woke up like a robot. And everybody says, well, I want to be a robot. Why not? You know what robots do? They don't make mistakes. They're consistent. They're committed. They do what they're supposed to do every single day without wavering. Make me a robot anytime. I wish I had a switch that said go into robot mode. Boom. Doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't matter where you ache. Doesn't matter what your age is. Doesn't matter what your color, creed, sex, all that other stuff is. Because we're in a world that all of that stuff matters. Everybody's got lame excuses. It was so sad what happened to George Floyd and all of that stuff going on. But guess what? Crap happens to people every single day. You can turn it into something that is positive and that you can learn from and that you can grow and you can move forward and you can be better. Or you can turn it into riots and pillaging and pilfering and property destruction and all that other nonsense. And then sit back and say, well, we matter. Doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. I wouldn't do that. I would try to make things better. I would try to change and make things better. So it's not a question of whether we matter. Of course you matter. Of course humans matter. Of course people matter. And of course it's a tragedy when anybody dies in any way, shape, or form. But it's certainly not an avenue for people to go down a path of destroying and hurting other people and everything else. It's ridiculous. But it's because people haven't been taught. People don't know what it means to develop who they are and to become better at what they are and to become better people and to reach out and do all these things. So, all right, the three things. I said two, but there are three. Get out of the blame game, develop your skill set, and stay away from compare-itis. That was the third additional. Stay away from compare-itis. Stop comparing yourself. Compare yourself against you the day before. Compare yourself against who you were, where you were at the day before, and make sure that each day you've grown. Make sure you can each day look at yourself and say, you know what? Wow, I'm better than I was yesterday. Someone turned in front of me and I didn't get mad at them today. Yesterday I did. Today I didn't. That is awesome. God bless you all. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. And if you are looking for an opportunity that will change your life with a company that is changing thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives every single day, please reach out to me. I would love to share with you what I do and why we're having so much success. God bless you and have an amazing, amazing hump day.